Welcome back to 1983 as we continue our look at the G.I. Joe toy line by Hasbro. Last time, we checked out the G.I. Joe team ski-mobile, the Polar Battle Bear. So this time, we're jumping back over to take a look at Cobra's main fighting force. That's right, it's a double toy retrospective with the Cobra Officer and the Cobra Trooper. Here on KREED'S Collection. Hey, welcome back to another episode of KREED'S Collection. Today we're checking out the Cobra Officer and Cobra Trooper from the 1983 G.I. Joe toy line by Hasbro. These two figures were originally released in the first series in 1982 with straight arms. They were upgraded with the swivel arm battle grip and re-released in Series 2 in 1983. All Cobra Officers and Troopers are grade E4 or equivalent. The Troopers are the nameless, faceless legions of Cobra who are well trained in martial arts, explosives, and weapons like the Dragunov sniper rifle. The Officers are the frontline fighters who lead the Troopers into battle and are also believed to be operating as spies in high-ranking positions around the world. Both are extremely deadly enemies dedicated to destroying G.I. Joe and the American way of life. And now that we know a bit more about the Cobra Officer and the Cobra Trooper, let's take a closer look. I figure the easiest way to do this is to compare and contrast the figures, since they're pretty similar and yet pretty different. We'll start down here at the boots, and as you can see, the Officer's boots are kind of smooth, but there's a lot more detail on the Trooper boots. They both have knives on their hip, but the Trooper also has knee pads, which of course the Officer does not. But he does have black gloves and more detailed forearms, whereas the Troopers are very plain and just all blue. The Officers also have a much more elaborate harness and silver symbol. The Trooper has the more traditional red Cobra symbol. On the Trooper's biceps, you can see these small grenades, and on the other side is what I think is a carabiner. There are two major differences left. The first one is the triangle symbol here on the Officer's hat. You can see that the Trooper's hat does not have it. And last but not least, the Officer's outfit is dark navy, whereas the Trooper's outfit, while still dark blue, is much lighter. As we come around to the backside of the figures, it is worth noting that while most G.I. Joes come with backpacks, the Cobra Officer and Trooper do not. Alright, now we're going to check out the articulation of these two figures using the Cobra Trooper as an example. So here at the knee, they have a 90-degree bend. And then here at the hip, they have a ball joint, so it can go out, up, and back, which is pretty nice. Now the waist has a rubber band, so it can flex back and forth. The shoulder can rotate up as well as out. And then here at the base of the bicep is where the swivel arm battle grip was added, so you can rotate the arm independently like that. Lastly, you can turn the head left and right. And that's it. That covers all 12 points of articulation for the Cobra Officer and Trooper. Alright, now we're going to check out the accessories for the Cobra Officer. This is an AK-47. It is a real-world machine gun, and this is an excellent representation of it. This is exactly what they look like. Of course, the handle's right here, and it goes into the Officer's hand. No problem. The Trooper's gun is a Dragunov SVD sniper rifle. Another real-world weapon, and another incredible representation of it. It looks exactly like this. And of course the handle is right there, and the Trooper has no problem holding onto his gun either. The copyright date for both the Officer and the Trooper are located on their backside, and they have the exact same copyright date, 1982-83, Hasbro, made in Hong Kong. Here's a quick look at the Cobra Officer's file card. If you'd like to read it, pause now. And here's the Cobra Trooper's file card. You'll notice it doesn't actually say Trooper on it, and that's because that was added later. And now for our He-Man size comparison. The Cobra Officer and Trooper, like all G.I. Joes, are pretty small compared to Masters of the Universe. That never stopped me from crossing them over though. Since Eternians are technically aliens, I always assumed they were about 8 feet tall. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and do a Cobra Commander size comparison. There you go. That is the swivel arm version of the first 3 Cobra figures ever produced in the G.I. Joe A Real American Hero toy line. You know, looking at these 3 together got me thinking that no Cobra Troopers or soldiers ever got hurt on the cartoon. So working for Cobra was actually a pretty sweet gig. Welcome to Cobra. As a new recruit, you now have the opportunity to sign up for our 401k or retirement program. I don't see the point. They had me flying a Fang. I'll probably get blown out of the sky in my very first battle. What? You won't get hurt. All of our vehicles have automatic ejector seats and parachutes. If your Fang even starts smoking, you're going to find yourself floating safely to the ground. Really? That's great news. Yup, nobody ever gets hurt around here. So what do you say? Okay, sign me up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for the Cobra Officer and the Cobra Soldier from the 1983 G.I. Joe toy line by Hasbro. Troop builder figures like this are always hard to come by. The prices on them are high because people want to build giant armies of them. I've seen people with tons of stormtroopers, Cobra soldiers, foot soldiers from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You name it, people troop build it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. While you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. It would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday. So I hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.